A major shakeup has hit New Jersey's top federal prosecutor's office, sending shockwaves through the legal and political communities across the state. The sudden change has left many wondering about the stability and transparency of the process behind such high-profile appointments. Alina Habba, a lawyer with close ties to former President Trump and a figure well known in conservative legal circles, has resigned as United States Attorney for the District of New Jersey. Her tenure, though brief, was marked by controversy and intense public scrutiny. Her departure follows a recent court ruling that found her appointment to the role was improper, raising serious questions about the vetting process and the legal framework that governs these critical positions. The decision has sparked a heated debate among lawmakers, legal experts, and the public about how much influence politics should have in the justice system. Habba's exit is more than just a routine personnel change. It's become a flashpoint in the ongoing struggle over the rules, ethics, and politics of federal appointments. The controversy has ignited protests and press conferences, with advocates on both sides voicing concerns about the integrity of the process. United States attorneys wield enormous power, overseeing prosecutions that range from organized crime and drug trafficking to public corruption and civil rights violations. Their decisions can shape the legal landscape of entire regions and have lasting impacts on communities. The controversy over Habba's appointment highlights the ongoing tension between presidential preferences and the legal checks meant to ensure fairness and impartiality. It raises important questions about how much influence political leaders should have over the justice system and whether current safeguards are truly effective. In this chapter, we'll explore who Alina Habba is, why her appointment was challenged so fiercely, and what her resignation means for the Justice Department and the broader legal community. We'll also hear from experts who weigh in on the potential consequences of this high-profile controversy. This story is part of a broader national debate about how top federal prosecutors are chosen, the balance of power in government, and the ongoing struggle to maintain public trust in the justice system. The outcome here could set a precedent for future appointments across the country. By the end of this chapter, you'll understand why Habba left, what's next for New Jersey's U.S. Attorney's Office, and during Jersey and Ibgat, this dramatic episode signals for the future of federal law enforcement and the ongoing battle over the independence of the American justice system. Alina Habba rose from managing her own New Jersey law firm to national prominence as Donald Trump's personal defense lawyer. Her aggressive courtroom style and frequent TV appearances made her a well-known Trump loyalist. In 2025, Trump appointed her as interim U.S. Attorney for New Jersey, a major leap, given her lack of prosecutorial experience. Supporters praised her toughness, critics questioned her political ties and qualifications. Unlike most U.S. attorneys who build careers inside the Justice Department, Habba's path was overtly political. Her appointment was seen as a reward for loyalty and a strategic move to place a trusted ally in a powerful law enforcement post. This background set the stage for the legal challenges that ultimately forced her resignation. Habba's story is a case study in how political connections can shape careers and controversies at the highest levels of government. At the center of the Habba controversy lies not just her qualifications, but the very process by which she was appointed to a position of immense power and responsibility. Traditionally, U.S. attorneys are nominated by the president and must be confirmed by the Senate, a system carefully crafted to ensure oversight, transparency, and a balance of power between the executive and legislative branches. Federal law does allow for temporary appointments in certain circumstances, but these are intended to be brief, acting as a stopgap until the full confirmation process can take place. These interim appointments are strictly limited in duration, reflecting the importance of checks and balances in the American system of government. However, when Habba's interim term expired, the Trump administration employed a series of unusual administrative maneuvers to keep her in office, effectively bypassing the Senate's constitutional role in the process. Critics quickly argued that this was a calculated attempt to sidestep constitutional checks and balances, raising concerns about the potential for a loyalist to remain in power indefinitely without proper oversight. Legal challenges soon followed, with lawsuits focusing not on Habba's professional abilities, but on the legality and constitutionality of the appointment process itself. The case quickly escalated, becoming a high-profile test of presidential authority versus legislative oversight, and raising national questions about how federal prosecutors should be chosen in the future. The administration defended its actions as being within the bounds of the law, but opponents warned that such moves could set dangerous precedents and further politicize the justice system. With both sides entrenched, the stage was set for a decisive court battle that would have lasting implications for the separation of powers in the United States. Last week, a federal appellate court delivered a clear verdict. Habba's continued appointment was unlawful. The court found that Attorney General Pam Bondi's method of keeping Habba in office violated federal law, which requires Senate confirmation for permanent U.S. attorneys. The judges ruled that temporary appointments can't be used as a loophole for indefinite power. This decision invalidated Habba's authority and put all her actions as U.S. attorney under legal threat. Attorney General Bondi criticized the ruling, but acknowledged Habba could no longer lead the office. The court's message was clear. Appointment procedures matter, even when politically inconvenient. The ruling forced an immediate leadership crisis in New Jersey's U.S. Attorney's Office. Habba's resignation was the direct result of this legal rebuke. Despite stepping down, Habba isn't leaving the Justice Department. She's been appointed senior advisor to Attorney General Pam Bondi in Washington, D.C. In this new role, Habba will help oversee all U.S. attorneys nationwide, a powerful position shaping federal law enforcement priorities. The move keeps her influence intact and signals the administration's continued trust in her. Supporters see this as a practical solution. Critics call it a way to reward loyalty despite legal setbacks. Habba's rapid ascent, from private attorney to U.S. attorney to senior advisor, shows how political connections can drive careers at the highest levels. Her new role ensures her voice remains central in the Justice Department's leadership. The administration's message: their trusted allies will find a place, no matter the legal obstacles. The Justice Department, led by Attorney General Bondi, is fighting back against the court's decision. The DOJ plans to appeal, possibly all the way to the Supreme Court, arguing the lower court misinterpreted appointment laws. Habba's new advisory role is seen as temporary. If the appeal succeeds, she could return as U.S. attorney. Meanwhile, a trio of senior DOJ officials is running the New Jersey office to ensure stability. The administration is doubling down, keeping Habba's old job open, and framing the conflict as political, not just legal. Bondi blames politicized judges, escalating the standoff between the executive and judicial branches. The outcome of this fight could reshape how the federal government staffs its most powerful legal positions. The stakes are high for both the Justice Department and the future of presidential appointment powers. Habba's case is part of a larger battle over how key federal officials are chosen. The Senate's blue slip tradition lets home state senators block nominees, giving the minority party leverage. In blue states like New Jersey, this makes it nearly impossible for a Trump loyalist to win confirmation. The administration's work around temporary appointments and legal maneuvers to bypass Senate opposition. Critics say this undermines checks and balances. Supporters argue it's necessary to overcome partisan obstruction. The courts are now pushing back, challenging these strategies and reinforcing Senate oversight. The fight over Habba is just one front in a broader war over the rules of power in Washington. The outcome will shape the future of federal appointments and the balance between the president and Congress. New Jersey isn't alone. Similar legal battles are playing out elsewhere. In Virginia, Lindsay Halligan, another Trump loyalist, was appointed U.S. attorney using the same controversial methods. A federal judge ruled Halligan's appointment unlawful, echoing the Habba case. The DOJ is pushing back, claiming judicial bias and refusing to accept the ruling. The fallout is real. Major indictments brought by Halligan were thrown out because she lacked legal authority. These cases show a consistent administration strategy and a consistent legal backlash. With multiple U.S. attorneys disqualified, a Supreme Court showdown over presidential appointment powers may be looming. The stakes extend far beyond any single office or individual. Habba's resignation and the ongoing legal fights have thrown the Justice Department into a period of deep uncertainty. The sudden leadership change has left many within the department questioning what comes next, and how the agency will navigate the complex legal and political landscape ahead. With key decisions hanging in the balance, the department's ability to function smoothly is now under scrutiny. In New Jersey, the office is now under temporary leadership, with an interim director stepping in to fill the void. But there's no clear path to a permanent appointment, and uncertainty looms over who will ultimately take charge. Staff members are left in a holding pattern, unsure of how long this transitional period will last or what changes may be on the horizon. The Department of Justice's appeal could take months to resolve, leaving the office in a prolonged state of limbo. This ongoing uncertainty is taking a toll on morale, as employees grapple with shifting priorities and unclear leadership. Important cases may be delayed, and the department's effectiveness could be compromised as the legal process drags on. For Alina Habba, her professional future now hangs in the balance. If the appeal succeeds, she could be reinstated and resume her duties. But if it fails, she may be permanently blocked from returning to her post. The stakes are high, not just for Habba, but for everyone involved in the case, as the outcome could reshape the department's leadership for years to come. The controversy has sparked a national conversation, raising deep questions about the independence and politicization of federal law enforcement. Many are asking whether the Justice Department can remain impartial in the face of such political turmoil, and what safeguards are needed to protect its integrity. Critics warn that bypassing Senate confirmation risks turning prosecutors into political operatives, undermining the checks and balances that are supposed to protect the justice system. They argue that the current process leaves too much room for partisan influence, threatening the department's credibility. On the other hand, supporters of reform argue that the system is outdated and broken. They believe that presidents should have more flexibility to implement their agendas and appoint leaders who share their vision, especially in times of crisis or gridlock. For them, change is not just necessary, it's long overdue. The legal battles over Habba and Halligan are now forcing a national debate about the balance of power in government. Legal scholars, politicians, and the public are all weighing in, as the outcome could redefine the relationship between the executive branch and the justice system for a generation. Ultimately, the outcome of these cases will set a precedent for how future administrations fill key posts, and for the very nature of American justice. The decisions made now will echo for years, shaping the way the nation's most important legal institutions operate and how they are perceived by the public.